In Creo Parametric, you can embed components. That is, you can make a copy of a part file in an assembly. And one of the ways in which you can embed a component is when you create a brand new component in the context of an assembly. Here I am in a completely empty session of Creo Parametric, and I want to start off by creating a brand new folder and showing you how this is actually going to end up working in terms of the files that will be generated. Let me click in my folder browser. I will choose the working directory. Here you can see that this has a couple of subfolders and some part files. I'm going to create a brand new folder here, and I'm going to call this Embedded and click the OK button. And so now we are in that folder itself. Let me choose working directory. And I just want to make sure that this is my working directory so that any new files that I create will be located in this folder. So now that I've done that, let's click on the new button. And I'm going to create a brand new assembly. Let's call it vehicle. And then I will accept the option to use my default template. Let's click the OK button. And my new assembly is created. Let's take a look at the traditional way of creating components in the context of the assembly. We have this create button here. I will click on it, and the default selection here is part. I will accept that, and I'm going to give a fairly generic name for this part. Let's call it structural, and then I will click the OK button from the create component dialog box. I will copy from existing. My default start part is listed in here. I will click the OK button. And then for locating it, I will use the right mouse button to choose default constraint and then middle mouse button. So this is the typical traditional way of creating a part in the context of the assembly. And this is going to be its own separate part file. To create an embedded component, you can go to the Create drop-down menu, and here's the option for Create Embedded. I will choose it, and here we have the dialog box. It's pretty much the same as before, except the title up here is different. Also, we have this line for the owner assembly, and this time I'm going to choose to create a subassembly. Let's create a subassembly, and I will call this, let me choose a generic name. I'll call it electrical, and then click the OK button. And once again, I will copy from existing. Here it's got my start assembly listed. Let's click the OK button. And once again, I'll use the right mouse button to locate it at the default constraint and then middle mouse button in order to place the component. If you take a look at the component, here you can see that it's got a slightly different symbol next to it rather than the traditional symbol for an assembly. We also have the name of the owner assembly in brackets. And so with that chosen, I'm going to right mouse click and hold and then activate this. Let's create a part within this subassembly. And this time I'm going to embed it as well. Create embedded. I'll go with part. And for the name of this part, let's call it battery. And for now, it says the owner assembly is actually going to be vehicle, even though we are creating the embedded component in the subassembly. And I will once again click the OK button. Let's right mouse click and hold and choose default constraint, middle mouse button to complete the component placement. Let's expand the subassembly, and here we can see the battery. And this is actually going to be stored in the vehicle assembly file. Let's activate the top level of the assembly. Now I'm just going to create an embedded part at the top level of the assembly. I will go to the drop down and choose Create Embedded, and I will leave the subtype as part. And I'm going to call this Interface. Again, just a very generic name. Let's choose the OK button and then OK, and right mouse click to get to the default constraint, and then middle mouse button. So again, there we have our part created at the top level, and it is embedded as well. So now that I've got all this in here, let me go to my folder browser. I want to show you my folder browser at the same time. Let me go to the working directory. And right now, there's nothing in my working directory because I have not hit the save button. So let's try that. Let's hit the Save button, and here it is going to be saved in our working directory. I will click the OK button, and let's then refresh this. Where's the little refresh icon? There, right there. You can see that in my working directory, there are only two files. There's the top level vehicle assembly, and then there's that one part I created using the normal method. But we do not have a separate file for the electrical subassembly, the battery component within that subassembly, or our part created at the top level of the vehicle assembly, because those three components are embedded within the top level of the assembly. Now, a couple things to note. This functionality was added in Creo Parametric 8, although it was hidden in the software ever since Creo Parametric 5. And also, if you come from SolidWorks, well, you might be familiar with the concept of virtual assemblies, virtual components. This is the same thing as that. The files, they're not separate files, but they exist within the assemblies themselves. One last thing to note is that when you create components in the context of an assembly, some CAD packages consider that top-down design, but top-down design in Creo Parametric is actually a lot more involved with that, a lot more functionality behind it. So anyhow, that is how you can embed components in an assembly when you create those new components in the assembly.